the lady's naughty but proper, if the lady's chicer than chic, if her escorts must wear a topper and each man's the man of the week, if she rides around in a brand new foreign car, the chances are the lady's a star. If the lady's brilliantly witty, if she makes the dialogue flash, if the lady's way with a ditty makes the ditty seem like a smash, if her songs add up to a fancy repertoire, the chances are the lady's a star. If her smallest party is really extensive, with tons of expensive caviar, if the lady's someone with the same credentials, someone with the same essentials, someone who is worshipped from afar, she's a genuine, positive, totally marvelous, perfectly wonderful star.
London, at the beginning of the present century. The district of Clapham. In this street, this house, a legend was born. Her name, Gertrude Alexandra Dagmar Lawrence Classen. We know and love her as Gertrude Lawrence, Star. These streets were her playground, her world, and her very first stage. On them she played many parts, always beginning, of course, with an entrance. She made many such entrances, but since her family was poor and couldn't always meet the rent, she also had her exits. This was just one of many moonlight flits. The Lawrence family moved and kept on moving. And one night, Gertie's father took a different turning and didn't come back, which at least saved her mother having to pay for his beer. Instead, she paid for Gertie to go to Italia Conti's stage school in a studio near Great Portland Street. Here, Gertrude Lawrence met someone who was to become part of her life.
My name is Noel Coward, and I'm the only one who can play the piano properly. Why do you want to act?
I want to be lots of different people.
Very egotistical.
Don't you swear at me.
Under Miss Conti's supervision, they went on tour together. Third class, of course.
What are you doing?
Why go third class when we can go first?
But the inspector will want to see our tickets.
That's when we hide in the lavatory, stupid.
Even then, Gertie couldn't wait for what she wanted. Eventually, she outgrew children's shows. She longed for the professional theatre, but she only knew one person in it. And to re-enter his life, she had to make yet another exit. She found her father performing his act at the old Brixton Music Hall. The 16-year-old girl and the old trooper, sharing between them their love of the theatre, met once again. One can imagine the poignancy of this reunion.
Poignancy? Oh, good Lord, darling. Do you know the first thing he said? He turned to Rose, he was living with her at the time, and he said, "Oh, my God, love," he said, "now we'll have to turn the double act into a trio, cancel the beer, and send for a bottle of scotch."
I wish I'd known him.
Oh, so do I.
What?
Oh, you say I knew him, I knew him.
Miss Lawrence, I need your okay to show this picture.
You needed to use that title song too, darling.
Now, don't be awkward.
I am never awkward. I just hate being rushed into decisions.
Well, are we right? Did you want to be lots of different people?
As an actress, I did, yes.
As a person?
Now, look here, Jerry Paul. I get analysed on stage every night in Lady in the Dark. Don't you go probing my psyche. I'll say your film's lousy and you'll die broke.
All right, but don't be afraid to tell me what you really think.
Oh, darling, I've never been afraid to tell a man that in all my life.
Of that act they did together in 1915, only a few old postcards remain. There is no real record, unfortunately.
Unfortunately? Oh, Gripes, love, you should have seen it. Rose on the gin and Dad on his dignity.
Piccadilly, Piccadilly, the playground of the day. Piccadilly, Piccadilly, where the traffic goes one way. In the daytime, there's lots of life, but at night time, when you're out to lose your wife in Piccadilly, Piccadilly,
Come on, Piccadilly.
dear old London Broadway.
Why don't you go home? The soldier up in Puna, the sailor on the sea, is a pioneer, and the engineer,
Unbearable!
the captain of the schooner, the fighters of the air, sing of you and Leicester Square.
Wicked!
Piccadilly.
Come back here! Come back! Here, hurry, let me see your butt! Out!
Piccadilly, Piccadilly, where the traffic
Have a beer, Jack!
Get
out of it.
Hello, love. You enjoying yourself?
Piccadilly, Piccadilly, dear old London's broad highway.
Here I am, love.
Belter! Belter! Now cut it out! Quiet! All right, love. Carry on.
Piccadilly, Piccadilly, the playground of the sing.
Say!
Piccadilly, Piccadilly, yeah, where the traffic goes one way. In the daytime, they bring us street, but at nighttime, they get tired of street. Piccadilly, Piccadilly, come on, we're a London Broadway. In the daytime, you'll meet lovely brunettes, but at nighttime, all got sleepers in their wrecks. Piccadilly, Piccadilly, dear old London Broadway, dear old London Broadway.
What the hell was all that about, may I ask? Prancing down in the audience, mucking about with my material. What are you trying to do, ruin me?
They liked it, Arthur.
You've only been in the profession 2 shakes of a donkey's tail. Who do you think you are, Sarah Bernard?
It's a long time since they enjoyed our act as much as that, Arthur.
Our act, my act, I gave 5 quid for that, and not one word's been changed in the past 10 years.
Well, it's changed now.
Now listen to me, my girl, you might be my daughter.
And you're going to South Africa and leaving me flat, so tar for nothing.
Sorry, Arthur. No hot water in my room.
You know ruddy when I got a book in there, and the boat sails on Friday.
Well, I hope the Germans sink it.
That's nice. Would you believe it? Me own flesh and blood.
Well, that's not my fault.
Hello. What's all this, then? You and me get married or something?
It wouldn't be a bad idea if you did.
Don't be coarse, dear. I'm married to your mum. It's not from her, is it? She hasn't caught up with me, has she?
It's from Gertie to wish us bon voyage.
Ah. Me own little girl.
Oh, come on.
Excuse me, Harold.
One bottle of booze and it's all arts and flowers again. Fat lot he cares if his little girl's got a job.
Did you land it then, dear?
Swansea Music Hall, Monday. You've got to lend me 10 bob for the fare, though.
Of course, yeah.
Ta.
Now then, a toast. I know that wherever my little Gertie goes, she'll always find herself.
No.
Oh, 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 it's a lovely war. Who wouldn't be a soldier, eh? Oh, it's a shame to take the pay. As soon as rebellious gone, we feel just as heavy as lead. But we never get up to the sergeant brings our breakfast up to bed. Oh, 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 it's a lovely war. What do we want with eggs and ham when we got plum and apple jam? Wrong, pause, right, turn. How shall we spend the money we earn? Oh, 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 it's a lovely war. Oh, oh, oh.
I'm sorry. Oh! Turn around. Wait! Fine. Sorry.
Oh, 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 it's a lovely, oh, 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 it's a lovely, oh, 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 it's a lovely
I'm sorry. Wait! 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 Oh! Sorry. Sorry.
Your foot slug, 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 slugging over Africa. Foot, foot.
Wait a minute. It's a diabolical liberty, that's what it is. Well, don't worry, I'll fix her.
Hey, you, get the manager. Oh, I'm ever so sorry.
Oh, sorry, she said.
You don't know the routine.
You shouldn't be allowed on stage.
Oh, I mean it. I did my best. Honest, I did.
If that's your best, you ought to be working in a demolition firm. You ruined the whole act.
Oh, I did I?
You know you bloody did.
Well, I also bloody know. It's quite bloody impossible to spoil anything which is already bloody awful.
Why, you hit her. I saw you.
Ladies, please, a fellow artiste is trying to perform.
Oh, the nose bleed. It's all over my face.
That can only be an improvement.
Keep down the lot of you. The audience can't hear him.
Just what I was saying, Mr. J. Run. You've got to tell Gertie she can't do the next number.
Oh, we don't go on.
She's a flaming amateur. If she does it, we don't. That's final.
That's enough of that, though. You're on in 3 minutes. Get dressed.
Oh, you come back here, Ron James. I'm not moving till you do. Oh. Hey, this isn't my costume. Oh, my God. Now what? You tore my costume, you silly cow.
Who's the cow?
You are. I can't go on stage in that.
Dears, you are pro.
Belt up.
It's no good, Ron. We mean it. And could I say something, Mr. James?
Yes. Go and play on a busy crossing.
Oh, shut up.
Oh.
I could take Moo's place. I mean, she only scatters the petals.
Well,
Well, in the background, of course.
well, I...
Roses mean love me forever. Love that will always be true. Violets mean modesty. Lilacs you need
1916. Conscription. England, fighting for her life, became an armed camp. Who could spare the time in those grim, discouraging days to help a young actress working her way across the country towards London and a career?
How did you get there?
I worked every inch of the way. Sometimes I even got paid.
As an actress?
Oh, as my dad would say, God helps those what helps themselves. And wherever my little Gertie may go, I know she will always find herself.
First of all, name?
Kathleen Engel.
Kathleen.
Morning.
If he offers us less than 15 a week, that's his loss, right? Name?
Urgent personal message from Mr. Charlo.
Who from?
Me.
Hey, stop! Come back here.
It's Noel Coward.
Who are you?
He's come a long way, hasn't he?
You'll go a dumb sight farther if you don't get back outside with the others.
Drapes up the line, bring them down in, they're too dark. Make them a little more brilliant. Mr. Charlotte, I have the sketches that you... Later. But you said you want... Later, please. And the girls.
Come on. Out. Don't you shush me, young lady. Out.
Let's see what they're doing. All right, Mr. Coward. We're ready whenever you are.
Ordinary man, invariably sighs, vainly for what cannot be. If he's in an orchard, he will cast his eyes up into the highest tree. There may be a lot of windfalls lying all around, but you'll never see a man enjoy the fruit that's on the ground. Every peach out of reach is attractive, 'cause it's just a little bit too high. And you'll find that every man will try to pluck it, if he can, as he passes by. For a brute loves the fruit that's forbidden, and I'll bet you half a crown he'll appreciate the flavor of it much, much more if he has to climb a bit to shake it down. Every peach out of reach is attractive, 'cause it's just a little bit too high. Though it isn't very sane to make the things you can't attain, still you always try. If you find that you're blind with devotion for delightful Mrs. Brown, you'll appreciate eloping with her much, much more if her husband comes along and knocks you down.
Thank you very much, Mr. Coward. We'll let you know.
Thank you.
Let me see the new backdrop, Mr. Roper, and try Q6. I'll see those sketches now, please.
Get that piano off stage. Let in that new backdrop, will you? Stand by Q6.
Mr. Charlo, I'm going to Lawrence and I'm... Oh.
Someone call me?
Oh. Ow. Ow. Oh. Oh, for frightening. Mr. Charlo, I'm going to Lawrence and I've come all the way from... Wow!
A remarkably original entrance. Why, if it isn't little Gertie Lawrence.
Oh.
Hello, darling, it's Noel Coward.
I don't care if you're the Archbishop of Canterbury. Fetch a bloody doctor. I've got a spring stuck in me backside.
Andre Charlot, star maker, was always quick to recognize a true comedy talent. Along with that brilliant, vivacious revue artist, Billy Carlton, he signed the new dancing sensation, Jack Buchanan. In a few short years, Buchanan had become London's foremost heartthrob. Gertrude Lawrence also found herself in the cast. In the chorus, that is.
No, this is wonderful.
At moments of depression or exhilaration, there's nothing like a good long lunch. It helps to keep a sense of perspective. Mario, 2 spanking champagne cocktails. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. Of course, Andre Charlot knows nothing whatsoever about talent.
Thank you.
I was referring to the fact that he was totally unimpressed by my audition. Oh, never mind, he'll learn. Give him time. Meanwhile, congratulations on a passable first night.
Oh, just wait till the next one. I'll show him.
You're in the chorus, and Charlot's a disciplinarian, so don't you try any tricks.
All I've done is fall through that damned hole on my backside.
But I know you, Gertie. Given a step, you're apt to imagine it's a long jump, and you might find yourself falling flat on that very attractive nose. There's Anthony Spencer, looking very smart.
I know. Oh, I'll join in for a moment.
Please do.
I'm waiting for Julian, and he appears to be late.
You can't expect couturiers to be as prompt as soldiers.
No.
Miss Gertrude Lawrence, Sir Anthony Spencer.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Well, now, tell me, what did you think of Charlot's effort last night?
We must all suffer occasionally.
What did you think of it?
Oh, splendid.
Oh.
Did you see the show?
Oh, my God.
What?
I happen to be in it, Mr. Spencer.
Oh, he's a knight. Not that it matters.
I don't care if he's a belted earl. He's as blind as a bloody bat.
Extraordinary girl.
Indeed.
Very attractive.
Undoubtedly.
Married.
Definitely. To her career.
She's got a pair of eyes that speak of love and everything. She's got a smile like angels up above and everything. The little birdies stop to sing. When they see her, they think it's spring. Like April showers, she makes the flowers just seem to grow and everything. She's got the cutest little dimpled hand and everything. A pretty finger for a wedding band and everything. And if she'll be my little wife, we'll lead a simple life. And we'll raise a lot of ducks and cows and geese and everything. And if she'll be my little wife, we'll lead the simple life. And we'll raise a lot of ducks and cows and geese and everything. And everything. Lots of ducks and cows and geese and everything.
No doubt you thought that was funny.
I'm sorry, I just felt like it.
When I wish you to be amusing, Miss Lawrence, I will pay you to be amusing.
So you got it for free. Relax, Uncle. It's not the end of the world.
I do not employ undisciplined amateurs.
I am nothing.
Don't interrupt me. This is the vaudeville theatre, not Margate Beer.
Naughty, naughty girl.
And I should like to make it quite clear that if anything like this occurs again, I shall sack you immediately.
Well, who does he think he is?
He doesn't have to think, love. He knows. He's Andre Charlot.
He's a tin pot god.
Gold-plated, love. Ah, well, bottoms up, as the actress said to the Australian. Don't you worry yourself, love.
His bark's worse than his bite.
You're nice, Jack.
Recognition at last.
And very sweet.
Do you know, I've just thought of something. We need a new general understudy for our next review. Yeah. Just give me time, that's all. Just you relax and leave it all to Jackie Roper.
You really are nice, Jack.
Romance entered Gertie's life for the first time when she married Jack Roper. All their friends were there to wish them luck and happiness. And why not? They were young, and they were in love.
Bye.
Whew.
Jack?
Hmm?
I shouldn't have done it.
Oh, that's a right one, that is. You never miss a chance, you know. A joke a minute, said the old cockle in it, and died laughing.
I'm serious.
All right, then. I shall go to the registrar, and I shall ask for my money back.
It isn't that I shouldn't have done it.
Well, that's a relief, anyway.
It's more that I'd like to know exactly why I've done it.
Look, love, this is supposed to be honeymoon, not a Sherlock Holmes mystery. Yeah, stop talking nonsense and have a drink. Come on.
It ought to be champagne.
We can't afford it. Mrs. Roper?
God.
You shouldn't have done it, Gertie.
When I said that, you laughed.
I mean, you shouldn't have bought the bubbly.
Why not? It's our wedding day.
Yes, I know, but 12 bottles.
The man said it was cheaper than just getting one. Besides, you actually save money. So there.
You're crazy.
Anyway, I want it to last. I want it all to last. All the excitement and all the good things.
You're plain balmy.
Oh, Jack, I wish I knew why I married you.
Oh, no, not again.
I don't know if it's because I love you or because of all you've done for me. Or...
Oh, give it a chance. We've only been at it a couple of hours.
There's a lot more to marriage, you know, than just saying, I do.
Well, what more is there?
Well, I mean, well, you know, children.
Children? All right, let's have you, me old demon.
Here we go, ducks.
Oh, that's bloody marvellous, that is. If you hadn't have moved me, they'd gone straight down my ruddy throat.
With a mouth like yours, pity.
If that was a googly, I'm a Chinaman.
Steady, love, if you don't want him born wearing a pair of batting gloves.
Gus, Mr. Roper wants you.
Oh, it's about that WC in his office. You tell him from me, hammer and nails ain't no use against a worn-out bullcock.
No, it's not that. They've changed the running order. Miss Carter's been taken to hospital.
What's that?
Now, Gertie, remember what your old man said?
No, Gertie.
Out of my way,
I won't let you, love. You can't do it.
Oh, yes, I can.
Gertie!
All right. Be careful. Shh. Let's push it. I've got to remember those words. Good luck, Gertie.
I'm Bert. Perhaps you've heard of me, Bert. You've had word of me jogging along, hearty and strong, living on plates of fresh air. I dress up in fashion, and when I am feeling depressed, I shave from my cup all the whiskers and fluff, stick my hat on and toddle up west. I'm Burlington Bertie. I rise at 10:30 and saunter along like a top. I walk down the Strand with my gloves on my hand, and I walk down again with them off. I'm all airs and graces, correct easy paces, without food so long I forgot where my face is. I'm Bert, I haven't a shirt, but my people are well off, you know. Nearly everyone knows me, from Smith to Lord Rosebery. I'm Burlington Bertie from Bow.
10:30, then saunter along Temple Bar. As round there I skip, I keep shouting pip pip, and the downfalls think I'm in my car. Rothschild's I swank it, my body I plank it on his front doorstep with the mail for a blanket. I'm Bert, and Rothschild was hurt. He said, you can't sleep there. I said, oh? He said, I'm Rothschild, sonny. I said, that's damn funny. I'm Burlington Bertie from Bow. I'm Burlington Bertie, I rise at 10:30, then Buckingham Palace I view. I stand in the yard while they're changing the guard, and the king shouts across, toodaloo. The Prince of Wales' brother, along with some other, slaps me on the back and says, come and see mother. I'm Bert, and royalty's hurt when they ask me to dine. I say no. I just had a banana with Lady Diana. I'm Burlington Bertie. Burlington Bertie. I'm Burlington Bertie. I'm Burlington Bertie from Bow.
You all right, Lou?
Oh, it was lovely. Thank you.
November 11th, 1918. On the day the war ended and peace returned to London, Billy Carlton also came back. And Gertrude Lawrence once again found herself back in the chorus.
Gentlemen of England, I salute you. Good night. Peace, beautiful peace. Beautiful peace. Hello, good little. Here's your little Pablo. She's had a lovely look.
Oh, there.
Gussie.
Oh, my little love. Come on.
You struck your lawfully wedded husband on Armistice Day.
I'll strike you again with a poker in a minute.
Gertie, love.
Don't you, Gertie, love me.
Gertie, love.
Taking a 6-month-old baby on a pub crawl. Poor little Pamela. You don't deserve to have children. You're an animal. That's what you are. A stupid, dim-witted, boozy, bow-legged baboon. There's a special word for your kind, Jack Roper, and if it wasn't that I didn't want my baby to hear it, I'd use it. Now get out of here before I really lose my temper.
She's wet. Ever since they put you back in the chorus, there's been nothing but belly aching.
I'll give you belly aching. Now you listen to me. I put up with your drinking and I put up with your moaning, but I will not put up with your taking my baby round the boozers. She could have caught her death and you'd never have noticed because you had your thick head stuck in a double whiskey. You ought to be damn well ashamed of yourself, and I'll never forgive you, not so long as I live.
Okay.
Now don't you say one more word, not one more ruddy word.
I've nothing to say, my lord.
Very well. I therefore pronounce the divorce granted. Decree nisi. Mrs. Roper to have custody of the child. Mr. Roper to have reasonable access.
Evening, Dan.
Good evening, sir.
Miss Lawrence, please.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sir Anthony, but nobody's allowed backstage during the interval.
Dan, I've been stationed in Germany for the last year, and now I intend to enjoy myself. So where is Miss Lawrence's dressing room?
On your own head be it, sir. It's the second door on your right.
Thank you.
Good hunting, sir.
Come in.
Miss Lawrence?
We're quite tame, dear. We'll have a good butcher's.
I beg your pardon?
Butcher's hook. Look.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
3 minutes, ladies. And gents.
I thought this was Miss Lawrence's dressing room.
Wait, it's not the Queen's boudoir, love. Oh, it's you.
What?
It is hard to tell one fox from another, isn't it?
Yes. I thought you'd have a room to yourself.
Oh, in the chorus we share everything.
Well,
And also the flowers. Oh, thank you.
I meant to come and see you ages ago, but I've been occupying Germany for the last year.
Oh, how very uncomfy.
Pardon? Make him buy you champagne, Bertie.
I saw the review again before I left.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Sorry. Pardon.
When you sang Burlington Bertie, I've never enjoyed myself in the theatre so much, Miss Lawrence.
You saw it then? You saw me?
Yes.
No one's going to see you tonight, Dux, if you don't get a wriggle on.
Oh, well then.
I'd like to apologize for what I said that first time.
Oh, think nothing of it.
Pardon, your lordship.
I wondered if you'd care to have dinner with me one evening.
Just to apologise? Watch it, mind my ruddy tail.
Oh, sorry, your ladyship.
Well, I don't know if I can manage it. I don't usually go out alone with strangers.
Oh, don't be coy, Miss Lawrence. It really doesn't suit you.
Hey, get moving, Gertie. You haven't got all night.
Any more of that and you'll get a belt round the lughole. When I need you to teach me how to behave, I'll let you know.
It's impossible to teach anything to someone who already possesses all the gifts, Miss Lawrence, except perhaps how to make the best of them. Well, shall we say Sunday? And of course, not alone. Miss Lawrence?
What?
Have a butcher's. Your ruddy tail.
And there was the most god-awful silence because the curtain got stuck, you see. It worked like this. As soon as I got on stage, my skirt used to fall off so the audience could see my knickers. And I would say, alas, I am undone. Wasn't it silly?
I hate to drag you away from the men, Miss Lawrence, but I'm sure you'd like to come upstairs with the ladies.
No, thanks, Dux. I did it before I come out. Give her some warm milk if she wakes up, Mrs. Wilson. I shan't be late.
Yes, ma'am.
Here you are, love.
Come on, Ducky.
Oh, steady on, darling. It's my best dress. We've got to go to Oh, sweetheart. Good night, darling. She'll be all right in a minute. I shouldn't go gallivanting anywhere tonight.
Why not?
Well, you know, I've had this cold, and Charlot said I needn't appear at the theatre this week, but
That dress.
what about it?
You're going to take it off and never, ever put it on again.
Now, look here, Tony. I'm not going to do no stripping.
I'm not going to do any stripping.
I should bloody well hope not.
The time has come to visit Julian Brooke Taylor.
You had any on?
No, there's not another moment to be lost.
Good evening, Sir Anthony. Welcome to Cesare.
Thank you, Cesare. This is Miss Gertrude Lawrence. She's in the Charlotte Review.
Privileged to meet you, Miss Lawrence. May I say, what a very beautiful gown.
Oh, it is rather nice and divine, isn't it? Thank you.
I enjoyed your show very much, Miss Lawrence. It is a pity you have left it.
Oh, well, I'm just resting for a few days. A slight cold, you know.
Perhaps one day you will do me the honor of singing in my club.
Oh, I'd simply love to, but I'm afraid it's quite impossible at the moment. However, I promise to let you know if I ever have any free time. which may be much sooner than I thought.
I'm sorry, miss. I can't let you in. Mr. Charlot's orders.
If you are well enough to go out to dinner, you are well enough to appear at my theatre. How dare he? He can't fire me.
He can and he has, Miss Lawrence.
That puffed-up Frenchman. I'll show him in his crummy chorus. So you see, Cesare, you're a very lucky man.
Yes, Miss Lawrence.
And naturally, I must insist on solo star billing, an extra dressing room for entertaining my friends, and of course you'll pay all expenses, but that's no problem, is it?
No, Miss
I
Lawrence.
would like a week's rest and a few days' rehearsal. I suppose I could start in about a fortnight from now.
But, Miss Lawrence...
Now, I know how anxious you are, but not a day sooner.
Miss Lawrence.
Yes.
Unfortunately, it will be much later.
What do you mean?
You see, my present show is booked for 3 months.
Oh, cripes. What the hell am I going to do?
And now, Wings of Night. An alluring gown of glistening feathers, appliqued on sweeping grey tulle. A trailing scarf of lacquer red completes this so dramatic attention-getter. Chinoiserie, an imperial lavender and ivory tapestry brocade coat, inspired by the Orient and bordered in sable. Worn over a pleated tiered gown in tones of lavender and mauve. Pagoda, another gown of Far Eastern inspiration. Violet satin, heavily encrusted with embroidery of gold, amethyst, and topaz. Arabian fire, ravishing gold and blue brocade, bordered in gold sequined flames. For the most formal of embassy balls. Naturally, the scarf may be removed for dancing. Under an evening coat of bronze moiré, a bois de rose velvet gown of Mr. Brooke Taylor named Holland, bordered in a tulip embroidery of baroque pearls and crystals. And now the finale of the collection, Starlit Night. This lovely, luxurious, single-sleeve velvet cape is paved with spiraling stars. A bob hair, so new, another innovation. Brooke Taylor now introduces to us glistening, shimmering, oh so formal, evening pajamas.
Gertrude Lawrence was introduced to the fads and fashions of crazy post-war England of the early 20s by Sir Anthony Spencer. She proved to be an apt pupil. She defied convention, and occasionally even the laws of gravity. Champagne, of course, always does taste better at high altitudes. She moved faster than most, and enjoyed to the full the fruits of each and every conquest, whether it was at Brooklands racetrack or at a garden party on the lawns of Buckingham Palace. Squired by Sir Anthony, the girl from Clapham met the highest in the land and learned to walk with princes. She gradually acquired an elegance and dignity that brought new life to state occasions and state palaces. St. James's, scene of so many royal proclamations, welcomed one of the uncrowned queens of London society.
What's the matter?
Nothing.
You haven't spoken for 2.5 minutes. Something must be seriously wrong.
It sounds ridiculous. I seem to be running all the time and not getting anywhere.
Enjoy it. You're the glittering darling of society.
None of it means a damn thing. I'm in such a muddle.
Mea culpa.
Who?
Latin for my fault.
No, it's not. You're patient, kind, and wonderful. No, it's me. I feel, I don't know, sort of unreal.
The general opinion is that you gave the palace its healthiest whiff of reality since Noel Gwyn.
It's that bloody Charlot. He's keeping me out of the theatre.
I see.
Do you?
One person isn't enough of a challenge. You need to conquer about 1,500 at a time.
You know me far too well. Don't laugh at me.
Now, come in.
No, love, it's late and I'm tired. Come here. I'm sorry to be such an ungrateful bore. It's just that I'm an actress without a job. Good night, love.
Good night.
Understand Noel Coward starring in your new show, London Calling. Congratulations on seeing the light at last. Sincerely, Archbishop of Canterbury. Noel Coward is a musical genius. I should know. Sincerely, Sergei Rachmaninoff. My dear Noel, if you are going to send such telegrams, you really should learn how to spell Rachmaninoff.
My dear Mr. Charlot, you will redecorate the star dressing room, won't you? I do so abominate beige. Most cordially, Noel Coward.
Parisian Pierrot, society's hero, the lord of a day, the Rue de la Paix is under your sway.
I wrote it for Gertie, you know.
Ah!
You could get her back.
She deserved to be sacked. She needed to be taught a lesson. Where is she?
Parisian Pierrot, society's hero, the lord of the day, the Rue de la Paix is under your sway. The world may flatter, but what does that matter? They'll never shatter your gloom profound. Parisian Pierrot, your spirit's at zero, divinely forlorn with exquisite scorn from sunset to dawn. The limbo is calling, your star will be falling as soon as the clock goes round. Parisian Pierrot, your spirit's at zero, divinely forlorn with exquisite scorn from sunset to dawn. The limbo is calling, your star will be falling as soon as the clock goes round.
Hurry over, Mr. Sharma. 2 o'clock, quite late enough for me.
Oh, goody, it's on time. Everybody on board.
You've hired that extraordinary vehicle.
How else could I get everyone to Maidenhead?
Maidenhead?
Come on, it'll be fun. Hurry along,
If
hurry
this is
along.
your idea of a joke,
Right
it's
down
not
the back
very
there,
funny.
please, dear. Is this what the poor people ride? All right, brilliant, just bloody brilliant. Woo!
Gertie has the jolliest ideas.
Wait, I'm thirsty.
Andre doesn't look too happy.
Give my friend a drink. Andre, it's a party.
I'm having a wonderful time.
All right, open your presents, everyone. Open your presents.
All right, here they are.
Bathing costumes.
How clever of Gertie.
Oh, mon Dieu.
All change places, everyone. Ladies on the lower deck, gentlemen up on the top. Hang on, I'm dressing on a bus. Divine.
Betch, dear.
I feel like Eve with Adam.
How can I change without my maid?
Did you see that, George?
Yes.
The London bus.
Yes.
There was naked men up top.
Yes.
And naked women down below.
Yes.
Yes.
I will not put on one of those damn things, as I have no intention of swimming.
No, nor's anyone else, darling. It's far too cold.
All right, then we'll dance instead. Back to the shore, Fred.
Right, Miss Lawrence. George,
Yes.
we're going in.
Right.
And about time too, Gertie.
To shore, George! To shore!
Woo! Man overboard!
I can't swim!
Oh, my God, if he drowns, I don't get paid. In you go, love. Come on.
Trip. Home.
It's me.
My God, I thought it was a Martian.
Hmm.
What time is it?
12.
12? Oh, God, I'm due at the Barclay at past.
I didn't have a chance to talk to you last night.
Oh, wasn't it a super party?
Marvelous. I want to...
Parade's a bit late today, isn't it?
I stopped to do some shopping.
Ah. Poor old Charlotte. I say, darling, it's a very nasty cold. Where did you catch it? Good night.
Gee,
I'm just coming, love.
I have something to say to you.
Oh, couldn't it wait? I'm in a bit of a rush, my sweet. Darling.
Put it on.
Oh, darling. Oh!
Do you like it?
It's beautiful. Perfect. Thank you. But she shouldn't have done it. I shall wear it always.
That was the general idea.
It's wildly extravagant.
Gee,
What?
I'm asking you to marry me. Well?
Could you do me up at the back, please? I'd be Lady Spencer, wouldn't I?
You'd be my wife.
Why don't you just shut me out the window?
Ground floor, you just walk back.
Well, at least it would be a definite decision.
Besides, I love you.
And I love you.
Definite statement. So what are you going to do about it?
Trapped, as they say in the movies. Where are the Marines? Oh, answer it, will you, darling? Got to do my face.
Incidentally, I'm giving up the army.
Oh.
Hello?
Hello. Hello, this is Andre Charlot. I've got a cold.
This is Tony Spencer, so have I.
Oh. Is Gertie there? Yes. Tell her I want her to go to America in a due review.
Charlotte wants you to go to America in a due review.
America? America?
Alexander Walcott, one of the New York critics, dear, sometimes known as the Butchers of Broadway.
Help.
seem to say.
Oh, Limehouse Kid, oh, Limehouse Kid, going the way that the rest of them did. Poor broken blossom, nobody's child, haunting and taunting, you're just kind of wild. Oh, Limehouse Blues, I've the real Limehouse Blues. Can't seem to shake off those sad China blues. Rings on your fingers and tears for your crown. That is the story of old Chinatown.
ate a hearty dinner.
Only a few more minutes?
How do you know?
Oh, thank you to remember. I've been attending opening nights for a very long time.
I have a nasty feeling you're now present at a closing, though.
Papers!
The papers are here.
Oh, cripes.
Oh, no. Oh, Chris.
Where do they put it in American
Oh,
papers?
I don't know.
Gertie?
Oh.
Gertrude Lawrence, incandescent star of the first magnitude.
What?
Many congratulations.
I haven't read that yet.
Jack Buchanan, a young Englishman of astonishing grace and charm.
Great taste.
No taste at all.
Oh.
What price Clapham now?
Oh, darling. Oh, Jack.
You marvelous. English conquer New York.
Oh.
Also me.
Who are you? Oh, shut up.
Good morning. My name is Charles Fraser, and I've come to show you the city you hold in thrall.
What?
Ride through Central Park, lunch at the St. Regis, visit to the Statue of Liberty, and supper.
Who are you, a guide or something?
Me? Aye, dear lady, I'm an actor. Also your devoted slave, and you have 10 minutes.
How dare you?
Listen, you kissed me last night. This is a country of equal opportunity for all. 10 minutes.
Oh, rule, Miss Lawrence, rule the Yanks. Now and evermore we give thanks.
You're crazy.
Oh, I'm the sanest man in America. The other 100 million only love you from a distance.
Now, Charles, I think we should get something straight right away.
You're married. Your husband's arriving on the next boat. Never mind. It may sink.
I haven't got a husband.
Uh-huh. What is this?
A ring?
Yes, I could see that. Man go with it?
All right. I'm not officially engaged to be married. Get up at once.
Mademoiselle G, I crave the favor of your hand.
You'll get it where the monkey got the nut in a minute.
Shh, don't shout. People are watching.
I'm going home.
À votre service, madame.
Alone. You're grand fun, Charles, darling. And I like you very much. But this is the end of the evening.
Give me one good reason.
I already have. I go home alone.
You don't want to.
That has nothing to do with it.
I don't want you to either.
Mr. Fraser, we hardly know each other.
Oh, well, we could give it time. I mean, I could return and seduce you in the morning.
I shall be busy in the morning.
Well, anyway, you know, we've known each other for centuries. Oh, yes, it's true. Actor, actress. Born for each other.
Oh. Cripes.
This was 1925, the swirling vortex of the crazy 20s, the era of fun and thrills and the devil take tomorrow. Faster, madder, higher, the sky's the limit. Everyone was rich, or about to get rich quick. They wanted to laugh, and Gertrude Lawrence helped them do it. It was also the era of prohibition. Whilst some approved, others were more doubtful. Or even downright shocked. But the only thing prohibited to Gertrude Lawrence was a moment to herself. Everyone from all walks of life wanted to meet her. And many actually did. As she had done in London several years before, she was establishing herself as one of the leaders of New York society. She was wildly extravagant and enjoyed every moment of it. Wherever she went, usually with Charles Fraser, people thronged to see her. They loved her and she reveled in it. There was fresh excitement round every corner, even that of Wall Street.
I do know some far more interesting places.
Oh, cripes. Just tell me one thing.
What?
Why do we do this?
It's extremely simple. You do them to buy Rolls Royces and diamond bracelets, and I do them because I adore you.
Nonsense. It's ego. Actors' ego. We mustn't let the public forget us. If they can't see us in the theatre, we must tell them what to buy. Besides, being out of work scares me. I feel lost and out of touch.
Darling, the review has only been closed a month, and you're rehearsing for OK.
All right, is the money too. They should pay us for rehearsals.
With Ben Mitchell in your life, you're stuck for money?
Ready, please. Thank you. Next one, please.
What are we doing after lunch?
I am going shopping with Ben.
What for, yachts?
Hold it, please.
Just so happens it's my daughter's birthday. She wants a doll.
Thank you very much. And the next, please.
Oh, so sorry, dear.
Ready?
You know, you ought to try drinking that stuff sometime.
Ugh, it'd be ridiculous.
Yes, it might poison you.
Now.
There's a saying old says that love is blind. Still we're often told, seek and ye shall find. So I'm going to seek a certain... Looking everywhere, haven't found him yet. He's the big affair I cannot forget. Only man I ever think of with regret. I'd like to add his initial to my monogram. Tell me, where is the shepherd for this lost lamb?
have no idea whatsoever of your identity, dear lady. But would you kindly fetch me a drink before I die of exhaustion?
For you, Mr. Hall, catch anything.
Isn't it divine?
You look absolutely breathtaking, my darling, but does the Pompadour really belong in Imperial Rome?
Oh, it's to celebrate my learning French.
I thought it might simply be your choice of the appropriate attire for entertaining two lovers at the same time.
What? Oh, Kel joke, darling. They do look rather sweet, though, don't they?
And obviously share the same dressmaker. Tweedledum and Tweedledee. Which, if either, is it going to be?
Oh, Sherry, be an angel and get me another drink, s'il vous plaît. Too sweet.
Oh, I know you, Mr. Coward, but well, you don't know me.
A regrettable but increasingly frequent state of affairs, I'm afraid. How do you do?
This is my divine French teacher, Jeannie Banks. She's going to stay with me forever and be my secretaire.
How extremely courageous of you.
Don't be horrid. She's très gentille. And also very nice.
Darling.
Darling. I trust she also has the discretion of a eunuch.
Oh, darling! Oh, Tony! Oh!
Now, gentlemen, don't fire until you see the whites of his eyes.
Why didn't you tell me?
Well, I meant to get here in time for the show, but apparently the damn tide was against me.
Tony, it's wonderful to see you.
Hello, Noel. Well, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine. Oh, I'm so thrilled.
Well, what's all this?
Oh, I'm learning French. Come on, you must meet everyone.
Welcome to Rome, my Saxon lord.
Hello,
The
Jack.
tide was against him.
It won't be for long.
Mr. Ben Mitchell, Mr. Charles Fraser, this is Sir Anthony Spencer. He just got in from Europe and I love him.
Hi. Glad to know you. How do you do?
How long can you stay?
Oh, only a week or so. Just a business trip.
Oh, isn't that too bad? It's tough you missed G's first night. She was swell.
I'll see you tomorrow.
You most certainly will, hear my love.
Why wait, dear boy? Tony is a very old friend. For him, the mountain comes to Mohammed.
Say brave, say truly brave.
It's good to see familiar faces. Rosie, Posy, Josie, Polly, Molly, May. I've thought of you in far-off places. Hilda, Gilda, Tilda, Billy, Libby, Fay. Without you, dear old pals, I've known some days that were awfully lonesome.
I hope you've missed me as I missed you, dear little boy. I was lonesome, were you lonesome too, dear little boy? Now that you are here again, my head's in a whirl. Dear old pal, it's clear again, I'm a lucky girl. Make me happy, tell me this is true, dear little boy. Say you missed me much as I missed you, dear little boy.
After the ball is over, after the break of dawn, after the dancers leaving, after the stars are gone.
Tony? You let him go. Call his hotel, he'll come back. The nasty part about the really good parties is when they end.
sure.
You used to be. You said so. Why go third class when you can go first? I want to be lots of different people. Beware of wishing for anything in youth, because you will get it in middle age. So said Johann Wolfgang von Goethe.
Whoever he wasn't born in Clapham.
You'll never decide what you want until you've decided who you are. So says Noel Coward. Better?
I'm an actress.
Unfortunately, my darling, you can't take a whole audience home to bed without being accused of immorality on rather a grand scale. So why not marry Tony instead? Close personal relationships are bloody difficult, my darling, but they do get easier with time. Loneliness gets harder.
You're going to write a play for us, and I shall be very, very good in it.
The moment of decision, as the novelist says, has been thrown firmly out of the window.
Also, I need a holiday.
It's a small point, but you've just opened in a show.
It'll close eventually. I shall go to the south of France.
May one be so bold as to ask with whom?
Pamela.
Pamela?
It'll make a lovely change from that horrid English school, and it's high time we got to know each other better. Well, I'm her mother.
No doubt the reminder will come as a very pleasant surprise to her, my sweet.
No, darling, I'm sorry.
I've never done one like that before.
My fault, I should have got it.
It was a fluke, honest.
Uh-huh.
Well, shall I serve again?
Why don't we swim instead?
Oh, yes. I mean, if you'd like to.
I would if you would.
Gertrude? The chef wants to know what you'd like for dinner.
Oh, don't bother me with boring details, darling. Pamela and I are having far too much fun.
And you really should answer Noel's letter about private lives.
Oh, you run along a change, darling. I'll be with you in a minute. Scrambled eggs and bacon.
For dinner?
Uh-huh. Pamela adores them, and so do I. Tell the chef.
Okay. Oh, and what shall I tell Noel?
Cable him the play is delightful, and there's nothing that can't be fixed.
Oh, he won't like that.
I mean about my commitment to Charlot, idiot. Whoops. Darling. Oh, you're not changing, darling.
I've just remembered. It's less than an hour since lunch.
Hmm? Oh,
I'm
of course,
sorry,
darling. You're absolutely right. My mum always used to say that the couple of minutes we used to pinch before lights out were the best part of any day. She used to come and sit on my bed just like this.
Mother, may I ask you something?
Well, of course, darling.
Well, I hope you won't mind. It's something I want to know.
Yes.
Did Daddy leave you?
What?
Or did you leave him?
Well, we left each other, darling. We agreed it would be better.
I see.
Do you really?
Yes, really.
It's good that we're so close. Good night, darling.
Good night, Mother.
Good morning, dear.
Good morning.
The master has replied. The only thing which requires fixing is your acting. Love, Noel.
Very funny. Is the car ready?
It always is. Why?
Pamela and I are motoring over to Monte Carlo before lunch. Ready, darling?
Mother,
Yes?
would you mind very much if I went back to England a week earlier than we planned? It's just the girls in my form are having a pony trekking expedition. And I sort of promised to go along.
Well, of course, darling, you mustn't let them down.
Are you sure?
Well, I'll miss you, but, well, there'll always be other holidays.
Mother?
It's all right, darling, I understand.
All children are a bit unpredictable at her age.
It's my fault. She needs more than a glamorous mum floating in and out of her life like a female Father Christmas. She needs a father, a home, constancy. Come to that, so do I.
Today you do. Tomorrow you won't.
If you can't say anything more original than that, I suggest you keep quiet. I'm sorry. I feel bloody. Let's face it, love, this whole holiday was a mistake. Life's a mess. I don't know, I suppose I ought to get married.
Ben Mitchell's in Paris. One phone call and he'll come running. Charles Fraser would even fly across the Atlantic.
I'd like you to go back to London with Pamela. Keep her company.
But you'll be all alone here.
Well, I'll just have to ask Noel to come down a bit earlier. As the saying goes, when you've flopped in one part, always start on another as soon as possible. Oh, I'm in such a rage.
So am I.
What are we to do?
I don't know.
Whose yacht is that?
The Duke of Westminster's, I expect it always is.
I wish I were on it.
I wish you were, too.
There's no need to be nasty.
Yes, there is every need. I've never in my life felt a greater urge to be nasty.
And you can be, can't you? What about that damn telegram?
That line is not in the script of Private Lives.
The only thing that needs fixing is my acting, indeed.
There are times when it most definitely does. That is precisely why I agreed to start rehearsal so
Oh,
early.
go to hell.
Never sit down on a line like that. It kills it stone dead.
I'll kill you in a minute.
When does Tony arrive?
Next Wednesday, why?
Well, the Lord Chamberlain has seen fit to question various passages from Private Lives. I shall have to go to London to convince him that he is mistaken.
Oh.
So you and Tony will have the house to yourselves.
Well, I might just go with you.
Oh. Well, if you do, it'll be the first time a theatrical censor has helped a woman to avoid pressing questions from her lover.
Why don't you just go...
Troop, steady! Troop, stop! Troop, carry! Stop! From the right, form, half sections, walk march.
I hope for a glorious oblivion, like being under gas.
Oh, I always dream the most peculiar things under gas.
Would you be young always if you could choose?
No, I don't think so. Not if it meant having those awful bull's glands popped into me.
Cows for you, dear. Bulls for me.
Well, thank you both so much. Now, on page 50, the directions read, he pushes her back onto the sofa.
Precisely.
Precisely.
I wonder, would you two gentlemen mind moving?
Eh?
Well, I don't want you to be any doubt. We'll show you, but we'll need the sofa as a prop.
Oh, certainly, certainly.
Why don't you stand over there?
Pleasure, of course.
Come and kiss me, darling.
I beg your pardon?
That's your line.
Oh, thank you very much.
Come on, Noel. Come on.
In for a penny, in for a pound. Crumpet? You remember the row we had in camp when your curling irons burnt a hole in my new dressing gown?
Oh, it burned my comb too, and all the towels in the bathroom.
Have a look in there. Wowee!
Les Anglais. Never underrate them.
Thank you. The only other scene that worries me is the argument at the end of Act 2.
That involves the other two characters. The whole point is their entrance.
I wonder, sir, would you be Victor and you be Sybil? Yes, look, you're coming through this door over here.
But there isn't a door here.
Well, I'll show you. All right?
This is the end.
All right.
All right. Are you ready? Everything you've got.
This is the end. Do you understand? Finally and forever.
You're not going.
Oh, yes, I am.
You're not.
I am. Let go of me. You're a cruel fiend, and I hate and I loathe you. You're on. Thank God I found out in time what you're really like. Marry you again? Never, never, never. I'd rather die in torture.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Oh, I wouldn't marry you again! I wouldn't marry you again!
I'd rather die in torture.
Oh, God.
You're not supposed to be laughing, sir. We're Victor and Sybil, and we're on our honeymoons with them.
I'm on honeymoon.
How interesting. So am I.
I hope you're enjoying it.
It hasn't started yet.
Neither has mine.
Are you happy?
Perfectly. Are you?
Ecstatically.
What's her name?
Sybil.
Sybil. Have you known her long?
About 4 months. We met at a house party in Norfolk.
Very flat, Norfolk.
There's no need to be unpleasant.
Well, there was no reflection on her, unless, of course, she made it flatter.
Your voice takes on an acid quality whenever you mention her name.
I'll never mention it again, I swear.
Good. Then I'll keep all of yours.
Thank you.
Not at all. That orchestra has a remarkably small repertoire.
Strange how potent cheap music is.
Someday I'll find you, moonlight behind you, true to the dream I am dreaming. As I draw near you, you'll smile a little smile. For a little while we shall stand hand in hand. I'll leave you never, love you forever, all our past sorrow redeeming. Make it all come true. Say you love me too. Someday I'll find you again.
You always had a sweet voice, Amanda.
Here we are, starting afresh with two quite different people in love all over again, aren't we? Aren't we?
No.
Elliot.
We're not in love all over again, and you know it. Good night, Amanda.
Elliot, don't be silly. Come back. We won't talk about ourselves anymore. We'll talk about outside things, anything you like, only just don't leave me until I pull myself together.
Very well.
Oh. What have you been doing lately, during these past years?
Traveling about. I went round the world, you know, after.
Yes, how was it?
The world?
Yes.
Oh, highly enjoyable.
China must be very interesting.
Very big, China.
And Japan?
Very small.
Did you eat shark's fins and take your shoes off and use chopsticks and everything?
Practically everything.
And India, the burning Ghats or Ghats or whatever. And the Taj Mahal. How was the Taj Mahal?
Unbelievable. A sort of dream.
That was the moonlight, I expect. You must have seen it in the moonlight.
Yes. Moonlight can be cruelly deceptive.
And it didn't look like a biscuit box, did it? I've always felt that it might.
Darling, I do love you so.
I do hope you met a sacred elephant. They're lint white, I believe, and very, very sweet.
I've never loved anyone else for an instant. And you love me too, don't you? There isn't any doubt about it anywhere. Is there?
No. No doubt. Anywhere.
Congratulations.
Perfection hardly describes it. Dorothy! Dorothy, be sure everybody in the company gets their presents before they leave. Thank you, dear.
Gertie, you're a man that will live forever.
Goddess, descend from Mount Olympus.
Alec.
Well, my courage failed me at the sticking point. May I introduce Mr. Richard Aldrich?
How do you do?
He is a banker from New England.
Oh.
Let me give you a hand.
I'm terribly sorry. Awfully sorry. Mr. Richard Aldrich, this is Sir Anthony Spencer, Mr. Ben Mitchell. Oh, God, there are too many of you. You'll have to introduce yourselves. Noel.
So clever, Noel. A divine.
Oh.
One of the more ridiculous cliches is that there's safety in numbers.
Oh, good.
The 30s brought the Depression and the problem of ever-increasing unemployment to England. Many people suggested many solutions.
We have lost the way, my friend. We must turn from the broad easy. All out of sin. Cast off the chains of capitalism. Workers unite. Down with the employers. To build, we must first destroy.
Oh, rubbish! Absolute rubbish! Balderdash and poppycock.
Oh, I do beg her ladyship's pardon, I'm sure.
Take a good look, comrades. A lovely example of the moneyed classes. Here, this is my platform.
Do as he says, comrades. Take a good look.
Come on now, get it closer. Just because you've got a bloody ocelot coat on doesn't mean you can come up and take my bloody platform.
Oh, come on.
And just because you was born in bloody Mayfair...
Listen, Dux, I was born in bloody Clapham, and this here's a bloody mink, and I paid for it my bloody self.
Give a chance, Trotsky. All right, you capitalist lackey, get on.
Oh,
Go.
belt up. Now, you listen to me, comrades. I know what it's like to be hungry, and I know what it's like to be out of a job.
I'll bet you
But
do.
it's no use moaning and wailing. What you've got to do is cheer yourselves up, right? Right, then. Who wants to come to the theatre tonight?
Oh, God, 15 bob a bleeding ticket and I your own dinner jacket.
On the house with a couple of drinks apiece and free sandwiches in the bar.
She's seducing you, mates. Now I'm warning you, she's seducing
Listen,
you.
mate, it's my money, and if I want to spend it, it's none of your bleeding business, is it? All right, then. Who wants to come?
Miss Gertrude Lawrence?
Yes. Oh, so sorry, no hands.
Oh, allow me.
Thank you.
And may I say how much I enjoyed Private Lives?
Oh, how sweet of you. What is this?
A writ, Miss Lawrence. It's been such a pleasure to meet you.
A writ, Miss Lawrence, is a means by which someone to whom money is owed can obtain it without recourse to more drastic action. It is precisely to avoid such further action being taken against you.
Whoops! Oh,
Miss Lawrence,
I'm so sorry, Mr. Holtzman. Darling, I think you'd be a lot safer on the swings. You run along now? Now, you were saying?
it is simply...
Nice bloke with a cert to his name says he's got to go now.
Oh, dear. Well, please excuse me, Mr. Holtzman. I shan't be long.
Gertie. David Holtzman is a very busy man. When I made this appointment for you, you promised me you were free.
I was, darling. But how was I to know that Tony was going to be made governor of some wretched Indian province? I'm not psychic. Jeannie, give Mr. Holtzman an enormous glass of champagne. I'll be back in a jiffy. I'm completely fascinated by everything you're telling me. Come along, darling.
Fascinated.
I may be a little slow in the uptake, but what have all these strange-looking children got to do with Sir Anthony Spencer's departure for India?
My dear David, don't expect logic from Gertie. Their fathers are unemployed, and she's giving a party for them. Sheer coincidence.
Miss Lawrence is very aware of social problems.
Oh, and it's a great pity she isn't equally aware of financial ones.
There. I persuaded Tony to wait a little longer. Now, you see, Mr. Holtzman, I Now, Mr. Holtzman, I can give you 5 uninterrupted minutes.
You are not giving me 5 minutes, Miss Lawrence. I am not a theatrical audience. My time is extremely valuable, and you are paying for it.
What a delicious extravagance.
Has it ever occurred to you that you're living entirely beyond your means?
Well, Jeannie takes care of all my financial affairs.
Well, then perhaps you'll be good enough to explain why Miss Lawrence has been served with 5 writs for unpaid accounts.
Well, I don't like to worry her with things like bills. So, I don't show them to her.
What do you do with them?
Well...
What?
I tear them up.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Please don't be offensive to Jeannie.
And so should you, Miss Lawrence. This country's in the middle of a serious recession, and you persist in living in a totally unrealistic and spendthrift manner. It's disgraceful.
It's my money. I've earned it. I've a right to spend it.
Furthermore, if you insist on disregarding my advice, you'll find yourself in well-deserved and very serious trouble.
I won't listen to this. On the day that Tony's leaving too, it's cruel. I can't stand it. I won't. I refuse to be subjected to this.
Drink deep, David. You'll need it.
I think perhaps you'd better retain some other attorney.
I know. She's maddening and infuriating.
Oh, no.
Shut up. But she's also probably the most beautiful and entrancing creature ever to walk onto a stage. Glamour is a very overworked and quite indefinable word, but I think the world could do with a little more of her brand of it at the moment. Please, don't desert her, David.
Say goodbye to Pamela for me, will you?
She should have been here today, but, she had something to do. I wish she didn't have to go.
I'm sorry, darling, but time's up.
But I shan't see you again.
Why not? All you have to do is come to India.
Oh, how thrilling I could live in your palace.
I'm only going to be governing a small province, not the whole British Raj.
So far away, it's halfway around the world.
It's up to you, G. Always has been.
Yes.
I love you. You know that. Sometimes I think I even understand you.
Darling Tony. Let's face it, love, I'd never make a governor's lady.
That's a roll, ain't it?
Yes.
Sure. Some people have a lot, don't they?
Stop here, please.
Yes, sir.
What for?
Well, it would be a little tactless for a potential bankrupt to park her Rolls-Royce right outside the court.
But I want to tell them about it. It's my car. It's an asset, isn't it, Mr. Holtzman?
Miss Lawrence, please, allow me to handle the case.
Gertrude? Now, don't overplay the gestures, Gertie. Hands rooted to the sides.
That's what he always tells me at rehearsals. He's such a brilliant director.
One last word, Miss Lawrence.
Oh, how macabre. I feel like Mary Queen of Scots.
Do not, I beg of you, under any circumstances whatever, open your mouth. Even if the judge invites you to speak. Please, please, say absolutely nothing.
Is there anything the defendant wishes to say? Very well.
My lord!
Yes?
I have listened to the wisdom of these learned gentlemen, and I can no longer remain silent. I speak with dignity, I hope, with regret, I assure you, and with remorse from my innermost heart.
Oh, my God.
I have lived only for today, with no thought of tomorrow. I have enjoyed the flesh pots of life and denied its realities. My cup has been full, but its dregs are bitter. It has been said that my dear friend Jeannie Banks may have been careless in her handling of my financial affairs. Not so, my lord. The blame is mine, and mine alone. I shall leave this court a poorer woman, but I trust a wiser one. Poverty will be both a challenge and a purification. I pray that I may rise to the one and be worthy of the other. Shh! As Ben Jonson wrote, my lord, my endeavours have ever come too short of my desires.
Shakespeare.
And yet...
Blood?
The quality of mercy is not strained. It droppeth as the gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath. It is twice blessed.
It blesses him that gives, and him that takes, Miss Lawrence.
Oh.
However, I shan't take too much. I shall allow you £10 per week spending money.
But they're going to pay me £400 a week to star in Nympherent.
Speaking as a theatre-goer, I'm sure you'll earn every penny of it.
Why, thank you, my lord.
However, you do owe £24,000.
Good Christ.
I couldn't have put it better myself, Miss Lawrence. For all our sakes, may I wish you every success with your new show?
Thank you, my lord. Man. Men. 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 They're no good. They never treat a woman like they should. I've known them from Bombay to Senegal, but there's one in particular that I recall. Once I loved such a shattering physician, quite the best-looking doctor in the state. He looked after my physical condition, and his bedside manner was great. He said my bronchial tubes were entrancing, my epiglottis filled him with glee. He simply loved my larynx and went wild herrings, but he never said he loved me. He said my epidermis was darling and found my blood as blue as could be. He went through wild ecstatics when I showed him my lymphatics, but he never said he loved me. And though no doubt it was not very smart of me, I kept on racking my soul to figure out why he loved every part of me. And yet not me as a whole. With my esophagus he was ravished, enthusiastic to a degree. He said 'twas just enormous, my appendix vermiformis, but he never said he loved me. He said my vertebrae were sehr schöne. He called my coccyx plus que gentil. He murmured molto bella when I sat on his patella, but he never said he loved me. He took a fleeting look at my thorax and started singing slightly off key. He cried, may heaven strike us, when I played my umbilicus, but he never said he loved me. He seemed amused when he first made a test of me to further his medical art. Yes. Yet he refused when he'd fixed up the rest of me to cure that ache in my heart. And so he lingered on until morning. Yet when I tried to pay him his fee, yes, he said, why, don't be funny. It is I who owe you money. But he never said. He said he really thought a lot of my medulla oblongata, and my pancreas and sternum made him sing a wild cantata. When I shook my pelvic girdle, well, he did a double hurdle.
Your appendix?
Just tremendous.
Cerebellum?
Simply swell 'em.
But he never said.
He loved my sinuses and spleen and every organ in between, and yet he
never said he loved me.
Hello, darlings.
Wonderful performance, darling.
Thank you, darling.
Oh, what a divine curtsy.
Isn't it gorgeous?
Absolutely terrific. Gertie loved the show.
Thank you, darling.
Awfully
Thank
nice.
you.
My dear Gertie, you were absolutely
Oh, you
marvelous.
angel. Thank you, Dorothy. Thank you. Hello. What did you think of it?
It was a wonderful opening.
Mm-hmm.
Pity you had to spoil it.
What do you mean?
All this.
Oh, stop criticizing, darling. The judge didn't say I had to act like a penitent nun.
No, dear, but he did say you had to pay off your debts, didn't he?
Yes, but...
Yes, well, dressing like the Queen of Sheba, buying drinks you can't afford for sycophantic people you don't like isn't going to do it, is it?
Not now, Noel.
Yes, Gertie, now. This isn't a pretty little part you're playing. It's deadly earnest. If you don't face up to this responsibility, you will go to jail.
All right. All right. I'll show you, and David Holtzman, and the judge, and the whole damn court. You'll see what work is. Just you bloody well wait. Oh, do what you done before, baby. Do what I do adore, baby. Let's try again, sigh again, fly again to heaven. Baby, see, it's ABC. I love you and you love me. I know what a bo should do, baby. So don't say it won't come true, baby. My heart begins to hum. Dum-de-dum-de-dum-dum-dum. So do what you done. You done. You done. Do what you done before. Let us try again, sigh again, fly again to heaven. Baby, can't you see that it's ABC? Don't you know that I love you and you love me? Do what you've done before, baby. Do what I do adore, baby. Do what I do adore, baby. Let's try again, sigh again, fly again to heaven. Baby, see, it's ABC, baby. So don't say it won't come true. My heart begins to hum. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Do what you've done. You've done. You've done.
to understand that in making up my mind, I did not forget the country or the empire, which, as Prince of Wales and lately as King, I have for 25 years tried to serve. But you must believe me when I tell you that I have found it impossible to carry the heavy burden of responsibility and to discharge my duties as king as I would wish to do without the help and support of the woman I love.
The king went on to say that the decision was his alone. We understand that he is now crossing the Channel on his way to France in the destroyer Fury.
Come in.
Boo, you pretty creature. Congratulations, my darling. The nurse said that you could have a glass of this to celebrate the fact that you are no longer a bankrupt.
Thank you for your kind thoughts, as the corpse said to the mourners.
In a few weeks, you'll be bouncing about all over the place.
I've been extremely ill.
I know that. It's the only time I've ever been quite certain that you weren't acting, when you were totally unconscious. So why not take a holiday?
What, again?
Well, the last one was 5 years ago.
Nowhere to go. No one I want to see.
Charming. Thank you.
Except for you, of course. Except for you, I'm alone.
Nonsense. This hospital is constantly besieged by throngs of feverish admirers.
Well, I don't want them.
What do you want?
To be loved, I suppose.
You are, my darling. And to love?
Oh, I don't know. Perhaps I'm just growing old.
Never. Perhaps you're just growing up.
That sounds frightening. That man who said, don't wish for anything as a kid because it might come true later. He was wrong.
Was he?
Do you suppose the king wished for what's happened to him?
Perhaps he just wished to be happy.
Yes. Yes.
Everyone does. And as soon as we can get you out of that bed, you and I are going to help them.
Wait a minute. This way.
What shall we do with a drunken sailor? So the saying goes. We're not tight, but we're none too bright. Great Scott, I don't suppose.
We've lost our way.
And we've lost our pay.
And to make the thing complete, we've been and gone and lost the blooming fleet.
Has anybody seen our ship?
The HMS Peculiar. We've been on shore for a month or more, and when we see the captain we shall get what for.
Heave-o,
Me hearties, sing glory, hallelujah. A lady bold as she could be,
pinched our whistles at the Golden Key.
Now we're in between the devil and the deep blue sea. Has anybody seen our ship?
Hello, yes? Would you tell me something, please?
What is it?
Who walks like this?
I'm fascinated to know. Tell me, who walks like that?
I do.
Has anybody anybody seen our ship? The HMS Suggestive. She sailed away across the bay, and we haven't had a smell of her since New Year's Day. Heave-ho, me hearties, we're getting rather restive. We pooled our money, spent the lot. The world forgetting by the world forgot. Now we haven't got a penny for the you-know-what. Has anybody seen, has anybody seen, has anybody seen, has anybody seen, has anybody seen our ship?
Now then, what?
I suppose you don't know you mucked up the old exit.
Well, it wasn't my fault.
Whose fault was it then? Mussolini's?
Oh, I see. Funny, hey.
I suppose you didn't drop your prop, did you? And having dropped it, you didn't have to go back for it, leaving me to prance off all by myself. Who do you think you are, Rebler?
Oh, never mind about that. The exit's too quick.
It's the same as it's always been.
It's too quick, I tell you. It's been too quick the old week. The old number's too quick.
Bert Bentley takes that number at the same tempo he's always done.
Oh, you and your Bert Bentley. Just because he stands you a Welsh rabbit at the Queen's, you think he's God Almighty.
Bert Bentley's the best conductor in the north of England, and don't you make any mistake about it.
Best conductor, my foot. I suppose he thinks it's funny to see us leaping up and down on stage like a couple of greyhounds.
Crap, if you're a greyhound, I'm Fred Astaire.
Oh, you're Fred Astaire, all right, with a bit of pavlova thrown in. There's nothing you can't do, except behave like a gentleman.
Oh, so you expect me to behave like a gentleman, do you? I suppose that's a good one coming from you.
Oh, shut up. You make me tired.
I
Here.
make you tired? I suppose it was me that mucked up the exit. I suppose it was me that dropped me bloody telephone.
Now, look here, George Pepper.
Stop George Peppering me. Why can't you admit it when you're in the wrong? You mucked up the exit. Nobody else did. You did.
Well, what if I did? It was an accident, wasn't it? I didn't do it on purpose.
Lily! It doesn't matter how you did it or why you did it. You did it.
All right, I did it.
Well, don't do it again.
Red Pepper's on stage.
Good God, went off.
Wait, wait.
New York laughed as London had done. But here, too, the deeper mood of the city had changed.
Oh, there she is. All aboard, everybody. Come on. You have another play coming up. Oh, yes, it's very exciting.
Don't you think this sort of thing is a bit out of date?
Oh, what's dated about enjoying
Oh,
life?
surely taking busloads of people to Atlantic City belongs to the early 20s rather than the late 30s.
Didn't your mother ever tell you never to refer to a lady's age? Excuse me. Would you say I was in the late 30s?
Definitely not. Early 20s. I'm referring to the year, Miss Lawrence. 1937. The world's a pretty serious place.
Sweetie, you simply must see my next show. Dead straight, very grim, not a song to be heard.
She didn't need songs. Susan and God was a triumph. It ran for 2 seasons, and the people waiting to buy tickets often saw the star before they saw the show. On opening night, Noel Coward sent her a telegram.
Legitimate at last. Won't Mother be pleased?
Dorothy? Dorothy! Oh, there you are, dear. Has the call come through yet?
Not yet, Miss Lawrence.
Oh, I thought I'd missed it. I just had to pick that up. It's for Pamela. It's the most divine thing. Open it, dear. Hello? I booked a call to London, England for 8 o'clock. It's 5 minutes past and I haven't heard a thing. I see. Thank you so much. If you booked it, it'll come through as soon as it's ready. London, England ain't New Jersey, honey. It'll be hot in Nassau, and I don't want Pamela getting burned. Isn't it divine?
It'll certainly keep the sun out of her eyes, Miss Lawrence.
What if she's out somewhere?
It's 1 a.m. in England.
What? Oh, God, it'll wake her up. Hello? Oh, no. I can't, darling. I'd love to, but I can't. Well, it's only 10 days before we go, and I've got so much to do. Oh, but, sweetie, this is my first evening home since the show closed, and Dorothy's preparing dinner and everything. Well, why can't we do it tomorrow? Hello, what? Oh, no, you'll have to get off the phone. It's my call to England. Get off! It's coming through. Shh, shh. Hello? Pamela? Can you hear me, darling? I can't hear you very well. That's better. Oh, I didn't. Oh, Angel, how thoughtless of me. I can never understand how it's day here and night there. Well, never mind. Listen, darling, I just wanted to make sure you got the tickets and everything. Good. The boat leaves Southampton at midday on Wednesday. Be sure you're there by 10. Bring plenty of summer clothes. Yeah, well, we'll be away at least 6 weeks, darling. We'll buy lots of lovely things there. What? Yes, darling, you shall speak, but let me finish first. Now listen, I'll meet you in New York on Pier 52 on the 14th, okay? I'm so excited I can hardly wait. All right, go ahead, your turn. Oh, but... Yes, but surely... Oh, I see. Well, that's that then, isn't it? No, darling, of course not. Yes, darling, plenty of other times. Oh, Pamela, of course I understand. Yes, darling. Look, I'll call you in about a week then. Yes, let me know how it all goes. All right, darling. Bye-bye, my love. God bless. I love you. Yes. Bye, darling. Bye.
Miss Pamela's not coming?
No, she's not.
I'm sure she didn't mean to. Please don't be upset, Miss Lawrence.
I'm not, Dorothy. Now run along, will you, dear? I'm fine. Hello, Noel. I've changed my mind. I'm coming over. Oh, as soon as I've finished what I'm doing.
Drink this.
But
Drink. Happy birthday, my darling.
It's not my birthday.
I know, but you'll be away playing mother when it is, so we decided to celebrate in advance.
We?
Gee, hey, happy birthday! Surprise, surprise. Well, say something, my darling, even if it's only goodbye.
Goodbye.
G? Always the great entrance line?
Kill you. Charles.
Hello, love.
Darling. How are you?
Fine. My wife.
Oh, you have my unqualified admiration, Mrs. Fraser.
I've heard so much about you, Miss Lawrence.
And also my deepest sympathy.
You're tight.
Hello, I'm furious. Ah, thank you.
Good to see you again, Miss Lawrence.
Hmm?
Richard Aldrich.
Oh, yes. Yes. You're a stockbroker and we met in Philadelphia.
I'm a banker, and we met in London.
Oh, don't argue. I can't stand people who argue. Who let him in?
Alec Wolcott brought him.
Alec? Where is he?
Gertie,
Alec?
you don't look a day older.
Nor do you, my pet. He looks 100. He always has. Angel! Oh, Angel! 10 years. Is it really?
I can't believe it.
Neither can I. Who the hell's that? Oh, Alec.
Oh, Goddard.
A rather inebriated one. Huh?
Thank you. Dear married Charles. Why didn't you ask Ben, too?
Because dear married Ben is on his honeymoon. Now listen.
What?
Behave yourself.
I have no intention of behaving myself. You got me here under false pretenses. I happen to be suffering from a certain emotional strain. I wish to be alone. Good night, my darlings. I'm going home. Oh, God help anyone who tries to stop me.
Oh, Miss Lawrence, I've been wanting to talk to you. I own the Playhouse Theater on Cape Cod.
Mr.
Aldrich.
Right. You may, for all I care, be the presiding genius of Carnegie Hall and Drury Lane. You are also, I now recall, a banker. Strong, silent, responsible, respectable. You therefore have nothing in common with actresses, and I am an actress. And furthermore, I'm going home.
Miss Lawrence, I merely wanted to...
I know what you wanted, Mr. Aldridge. You want me to appear at your little Cape Cod playhouse.
Miss Lawrence.
Now, to be fair, I do occasionally do strictly charitable work, but it does not extend to acting in country barns in inaccessible places.
Miss Lawrence, I assure you
Oh,
I have
no, Mr. Aldridge, I assure you absolutely. And now I should like to ask you a civil question. What the hell is a bloody banker doing in the theatre anyway? I wish you good night, Mr. Aldridge.
Faultless timing. It was a great performance, my darling. I must throw another party for you instantly.
Oh, God. How many did I actually insult?
Well, nature intervened before the war became total. Come in. Surprise, surprise.
I waited.
Come in. Come in. I'll fix you a drink.
How do you feel, Miss Lawrence?
Bloody.
I stayed so that I could escort you home.
Oh. Thank you, but I can manage by myself.
I don't think you should drive.
Then I'll get a taxi.
Difficult at this hour.
Then I'll walk.
That is a quite ridiculous suggestion.
Mr. Aldridge, if I was rude to you before, I do apologize. But if you don't shut up this instant, I shall be even ruder. Please go away.
Certainly. But first, I'd like to make it clear that I had no intention of asking you to appear at my theater. I simply couldn't afford you.
Why did you mention the damn place?
I just wanted to ask your advice about a play we're doing. It's called Skylark.
I'm not interested in your amateur theatricals.
I should also like to apologize for upsetting you.
You didn't.
Clearly, Miss Lawrence, for one reason or another, I did. Perhaps it's simply because I made the mistake of talking about myself first.
What do you mean?
That you're a star? You expect to be treated as one?
Oh, Mr. Aldridge, that kind of remark went out with Irving.
However, I think it does still apply to someone as unsure of herself as you are.
Oh, I love playing truth games, but only with my friends.
On the contrary, Miss Lawrence, I think the truth would absolutely terrify you.
That's enough. Who are you to talk to me like this?
Oddly enough, someone who both admires and respects you.
Get out.
You know, I should like to have driven you home. I hate seeing anyone... I hate leaving anyone so completely alone.
Get out!
I wish you good night, Miss Lawrence.
Noel?
morning, Miss Lawrence.
Miss Lawrence?
He is absolutely and utterly impossible. Whereas I am completely reasonable and logical.
Miss Lawrence?
Upset me indeed. Poppycock.
Of course.
I am not unsure of myself. I know exactly what I want. How do I get to Cape Cod?
In reply to your letter of the 16th, I certainly do want to invest in the London production. The political situation may look bad, but England isn't going to stop being England just because...
Bravo, God save the king.
Oh, Miss Lawrence. This is a most unexpected pleasure.
I never did play Britannia, but I could always have a go.
I'm sorry if that sounded pompous, but it looks like there's going to be a war in Europe.
Oh, don't.
Well, what can I do for you?
Well, I don't know, really. I'd like to see your theatre.
Why, of course. If you don't mind waiting.
Waiting?
I shouldn't be more than 15 minutes.
Yes, but I came...
This is the most comfortable chair.
Oh.
September 1939, the start of World War II. Gertrude Lawrence longed to return to her own country at once, but previously agreed to commitments prevented her from doing so, but not from rallying to the cause of freedom.
You're a very generous lady, madam. Thank you so much. Good heavens, a suitcase.
Very kind.
Prodigal generosity. Thank you so much.
I waited. I actually sat down and waited for it.
Fantastic.
Mr. Coward, such a pleasure.
Thank you so much, madam. We're very grateful.
I must be mad.
Yes, of course.
I'd already run after him all the way to Cape Cod.
Incredible.
Oh, do answer me properly.
We haven't asked many questions yet.
Right.
Thank you so much, madam. We're very, very grateful. Thank you.
I even said I'd do a play for him before I start rehearsing Lady in the Dark. It's called Skylark.
Highly descriptive. How did he manage to lure you?
Oh, he didn't. I suggested it myself.
God help him.
Oh, damn it. I don't know what to do.
I think you better go into the theater at once, Mr. Aldrich.
Is it...
Yes.
Just listen.
No, you listen to me. I'm trying to tell this man I'm going to leave him. Now, how the hell can I say a line like that when he insists on treating me like a cross between a Dresden shepherdess and a Vestal virgin?
We seem to have a slight area of confusion.
You're damn right we have. Mr. Aldrich, I appeal to you. We are married. I am determined to leave you. You are determined to stop me. Now, what would you do?
As I'm not directing the play, Miss Lawrence, I can't help you.
I am going out of that door, out of your life forever. I am leaving you, and I'm leaving now. You see what I mean? I'd simply have to stay with a man like that, wouldn't I?
I suggest you get on with the rehearsal and stop wasting everyone's time with cheap jokes, Miss Lawrence.
Now stop overacting, calm down, and tell me all about it.
Yeah, but anybody else would have laughed. He's got no sense of humor. And what's worse, he's a coward. He's left me alone in this damn cottage all afternoon and hasn't even dared come near the place. He's a stuffed shirt. He's rude, overbearing, pompous, completely impossible. I can't wait to finish this damn play and get out of here. No, hold the line. I think my dinner's arrived. They send it over on a tray. It's like feeding animals at a bloody zoo.
I wondered if you'd care to have dinner with me.
Frankly, I'd rather starve.
Miss Lawrence,
My name is Gertrude. It's a good, common, straightforward one, like my jokes.
With regard to what happened
Oh,
at the theater
do
this
stop talking like a contract.
It's not that I'm afraid of being laughed at.
Mr. Aldrich, there is absolutely nothing you could say or do at this moment which would make me laugh.
Marry me.
What?
I mean it. I want you to marry me.
Through the gales of hysterical laughter, did I hear him propose to you?
Yes.
Well, then he's certainly not a coward. Either he's the bravest man ever born, or he has the most superb sense of humor. For his sake, I hope it's both.
And what's more, I shall be leaving exactly 1 minute after the curtain falls on Saturday.
Yeah, how about that cartoon?
Does it worry you?
It's a long time since you've done a musical. Are you scared?
Oh, look at me, I'm shaking all over.
What's your idea of a perfect wedding, Miss Lawrence?
Perfect man, dear.
Have you found him?
If I had my lamb, I'd be doing something far more interesting than slaving my head off in places like this. Goodbye, darlings. I've got to go back to work now. Bye.
That's all, fellas.
All right, bring it up.
Gertrude,
What are you doing here?
I must talk to you.
This is a theater, a real theater. It's where I work.
That can wait.
It can't, Richard. I'm sorry, but it can't.
It never could wait. That's always been the trouble. For a moment there, I thought you'd broken the pattern. Pity.
My ship?
Okay, let's take that one first. From the top, Jack, okay?
Okay. My ship has sails that are made of silk. The decks are trimmed with gold. And of jam and spice, there's a paradise in the hold. My ship's aglow with 1,000,000 pearls, and rubies fill each bin. The sun sits high in a sapphire sky when my ship comes in. I can wait the years till it appears one fine day, one spring. But the pearls and such, they won't mean much if there's missing just one thing. I do not care if that day arrives, that dream need never be. If the ship I sing doesn't also bring my own true love to me, if the ship I sing doesn't also bring my own true love to
That's fine, darling. That's just fine. Now let's try Jenny, please.
I'd rather not. Haven't we done it enough for one day?
Well, we should do it just once more. Let's skip right to the chorus, okay?
All right. Okay.
Those of us who wish to live in peace should now leave.
Poor Jenny, bright as a penny, her equal would be hard to find. She lost one dad and mother, a sister and a brother, but she would make...
Oh, God. no good. The lyrics are terrible. The music's lousy, the production's hopeless, and that swing's a bloody abomination.
Gee, please.
Oh, go to hell. Noel, you've got to help me.
Gertrude.
I can't do it.
Gertrude.
I just can't do it.
Stop it. Stop acting.
What?
Stop acting.
I'm sorry, Richard. I'm just so...
Frightened.
Yes.
We're all going out to dinner.
I don't want to go to dinner.
Come along.
I want to go home. You don't begin to understand. I've got to do Jenny, and I don't know how. Noel, tell him.
Get in.
I refuse.
You'll do exactly as I tell you. Get in.
Admirable.
This isn't your miserable Cape Cod, you know. It's Broadway.
Shut up, Gertie. Get in.
Oh. You don't understand. None of you understand.
Now, is this a mystery tour, or may one inquire one's destination?
The Cotton Club.
Oh, my God, he's insane. This is ridiculous. It's a complete waste of time. What on earth are we doing here? I should be working on that damn song. Noel, why don't you say something?
You haven't drawn breath, my sweet.
I know you're trying to take my mind off it, but it's no use. It won't work. Oh, you don't begin to understand. Neither of you understands. I'm the one that's got to be up on that stage. Me! I've got to face an audience and sing a song, and I just don't know how.
You're a very clever man.
The opening night of Lady in the Dark, Gertrude Lawrence's return to the musical theatre. The show got off to a great start, but the big question mark was the final dream sequence. There had been rumors of difficulties and trouble. No one knew what to expect.
Can you give us any reason why you refuse to make up your mind?
Yes, I can. There once was a girl named Jenny, whose virtues were varied and many, excepting that she was inclined always to make up her mind. And Jenny points a moral with which you cannot quarrel, as you will
Jenny, Jenny, who's Jenny? Never heard of Jenny.
Jenny made her mind up when she was 3. She herself was going to trim the Christmas tree. Christmas Eve she lit the candles, tossed the tapers away. Little Jenny was an orphan on Christmas Day. Poor Jenny, bright as a penny, her equal would be hard to find. She lost one dad and mother, a sister and a brother, but she would make up her mind.
Semagapi! Krasotка! Toyota! Que bonita!
Jenny
Jenny made her mind up when she was 12 that into foreign languages she would delve. But at 17 to Vassar it was quite a blow that in 27 languages she couldn't say no. Poor Jenny, bright as a penny, her equal would be hard to find. To Jenny I'm beholden, her heart was big and golden, but she would make up her mind. Jenny made her mind up at 22. To get herself a husband was the thing to do. So she got herself all dolled up in her satins and furs, and she got herself a husband, but he wasn't hers. Oh, Jenny, bright as a penny, her equal would be hard to find. Deserved a bed of roses, but history discloses that she would make up her mind. Jenny made her mind up at 51 that she would write her memoirs before she was done. The very day her book was published, history relates there were whites who shot their husbands in some 33 states. Oh, Jenny, bright as a penny, she's got no equal. It's true she could give cards and spades to many other ladies, but she would make up her mind. Jenny made her mind up at 75 that she would live to be the oldest woman alive. But gin and rum and destiny, they play funny tricks, and poor Jenny kicked the bucket at 76. Poor Jenny, bright as a penny, her equal would be hard to find. Poor Jenny, bright as a penny, her equal would be hard to find. Jenny, 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 not tomorrow, with which you cannot quarrel, takes a lot of common sense. Jenny and her saga prove that you are gaga if you don't keep sitting on the fence. You know that Jenny and her story point the way to glory for all man and womankind. Anyone with vision comes to this decision: you mustn't make up. You mustn't make up. You shouldn't make up. Shouldn't make up. Never, ever, never make up. Never make up.
That night, this audience, like so many before them and so many still to come, witnessed a theatrical miracle. They saw Gertrude Lawrence, star. A few days later, at a quiet private ceremony at Cape Cod, she married Richard Aldrich. And Noel Coward sent one more telegram.
Dear Mrs. A, hooray, hooray. At last you are deflowered. On this, as every other day, I love you, Noel Coward.
Well,
The telegram was true.
is that all?
Whatever else I've said, forget it. Don't change a thing. Leave it just the way it is. Just the way it was. Richard.
Huh?
I shouldn't have done it.
What?
Married you.
Don't worry. Divorce is quite simple in America.
Cripes. You don't mean that, do you, about divorce?
I mean everything I say.
Well, I don't. I just think I do at the time.
Good.
Your trouble is you've got no sense of...
Humor?
Worse, no sense of occasion. You should know that when a lady's just been married, she's in a highly emotional state, and treat her accordingly.
Accordingly?
Yes. Don't imagine you can get round me by just being nice.
I may not be as clever as you, but I haven't been an actress for nothing. I know an awful lot more about life and men than most people. And I know the only things that matter are understanding and happiness and being absolutely genuine all the bloody time.